The Golf Giants engine is purring nicely heading into the business end of the DP World ILT20. James Vince has started to hit form with the bat and oozes authority with his captaincy. While Chris Jordan produced a death bowling masterclass 2 nights ago to seal a 3rd straight win that put the defending champions within sight of a playoff spot. Abu Dhabi Knight Riders are tiptoeing towards the Final 4 as well. Wednesday's batting collapse against Sharjah Warriors, however, has dented confidence and left them looking over their shoulder. But the math remains simple for both teams. Win today and a top 2 spot is secured. Lose and face an anxious wait. It is an absolutely stunning day here in Dubai for match 28 of the DP World ILT20. It is the defending champions, the Golf Giants, taking on the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. Both teams want the victory today. Nobody wants to spend the next couple of days waiting for more results to find out if they qualify. And at this point, any team is still in it. My Emirates, the only team with a Q next to their name. Who will get it today? Only the results will tell us. And then, like I said, you've got a bit of a weight on your hands to find out if you are going into the qualification round. It really is a stunning day for cricket. Thank you so much for joining us, whether it's in India, on ZEE or around the world. You are in for a cracking game of cricket here. Last night was superb. Look out for what's coming today. Let's head out to the middle now for the toss.
We're all set here for the toss. And our toss representative, Vishal Vora, who's completely neutral in orange, alongside our match referee, former Sri Lanka captain Rosha Mahanama, from the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders, Sunil Narine, James Vince, the Golf Giants, and James has got the coin. Give it a flick.
Tails. Tails is the call.
Tails is the call. So heads, you've won the toss. What are you going to do, James, and tell us why?
We're going to have a bat first. Obviously,
a bat?
A bat.
Right.
We've obviously got on a bit of a roll batting first, and with it being a day game, looks like a fairly dry and used wicket, so hopefully best conditions to bat up front.
Does it change things when it is a day game more than an evening fixture?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously the latter stage of this competition with some used pitches, no impact of the dew later on, so yeah, hopefully it plays best first up.
It's been a long campaign. Are you all fit?
Yeah, obviously Richard Gleeson, who's missed the last few games, is out of the competition, but yeah, same team as our last 3 matches.
All right, lovely. Thanks a lot, James. Enjoy the knock. Let's bring in Sunil Narine. So, Sunil, you're bowling first. How does that sit with you?
Yeah, I think we have an opportunity to try to restrict them as late as possible and try to make it easier batting second.
All right, and you've got some big players have come in. Jason Roy's one of them.
Yeah, Roy and Fabian is in.
Yeah.
So hopefully they could bring some energy and bring some success to the team as well.
Yeah, and of course the incentive for everyone, for both James and you, a win today guarantees you a top 2.
Yeah, I think everyone wants to be top 2 because you get a second bite of the cherry if you lose. But saying that, you still have to come out here and play a good game of cricket, focus on the job at hand, and try to execute as best as possible.
Bit different from last year, hey?
Yeah, a bit different from last year, which is good. So hopefully we could continue winning ways and keep going from here.
Sunil, thanks very much. Good to talk with you. Thanks very much indeed. That's the news. The Golf Giants have won the toss. James Vince says they're going to have a bat.
Interesting decision. Thank you very much, Wilco. You absolute legend. Let's see what's coming up on the menu for you today. Coming up in Cricket Safari, we relive last night's final ball drama as Sikandar Raza kept the Dubai Capitals alive in thrilling fashion. Golf Giants Chris Lynn explains why he always wants to be an entertainer. And we discuss another sweet-stroking right-hander, Jason Roy, and what his inclusion means for the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. Now, I've got my OG boys here with me today to talk through this must-win matchup for both teams. Rowan Gavaskar, Niall O'Brien, not to be confused for Neil O'Brien. He's been on the tournament sometimes, but it's Niall today. Look, I know that you were at Atlantis Water Park yesterday on your day off, but it was an absolute cracker of a match here. And you know that there's a reason why this is the second most watched league in the world at the moment, and games like that would be why. It all comes down to the last ball. 6 runs from the last ball. Sikandar Raza, what did you make of it?
Well, listen, Ali Nazir, the young lad from the UAE, bowled well up to this over. He had 13 runs to play with, and if there's any batter in this tournament that you want to try and get your side over the line, Sikandar Raza. He is a big match player, and the emotions of the win Amazing from Raza, and for a young lad, that's going to hurt, but you will be better for the experience. A cracking game, and all the games are heating up. The last 2 or 3 games have all been belters.
One of those things with Nasir, though, you feel like it takes massive guts to do it, and he'll learn so much, like you said, from there. Ro, if we look at the points table, it speaks volumes about the quality of cricket this tournament, that basically all of the teams are still in it.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've come to the last round of fixtures. As you mentioned, even Desert Vipers have an outside chance of making it through. Obviously, Gulf Giants and Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. This game today, a lot riding on it, because the team that wins makes it to the top 2, and that's a big positive.
Because that gives you 2 bites at the cherry. You get
Absolutely.
2 goes to make it through to the final, which is huge. And both captains know that. Let's start with James Vince, the defending champions in the Gulf Giants. He's the captain. He's done a superb job. He's starting to find a bit of form with the bat, which will help. But how crucial does the captaincy become at this stage of the tournament?
So important. You know, runs are essential, but for a captain to try and lead your troops through this kind of the choppy waters of the back end to try and get another trophy. He's won so many tournaments around the world, James Vince, and the relationship with Andy Flower is second to none. It's a little bit like father and son. They seem just to get each other, they get on really well, and they trust each other. James Vince, he's calm, he's collected, he's very well organised, he's disciplined. When you see James Vince on the park, he's never flustered. Yeah. He never seems, too animated. He's level. That's why he's been such a good batter for a long time, and he's a superb skipper.
Ro, what do you make of him as a player and as a captain?
Well, I think in franchise cricket, I think Dooley said that early on in the tournament, that he's probably the best captain in franchise cricket throughout the world. Just the way you can get someone to come in and organize your team in a short span of time, along with Andy Flower, who's again a very popular, very successful coach in franchise cricket, tells you all that you need to know about his leadership skills. Because you get like a week before the tournament starts, teams keep moving back and forth, players keep moving back and forth to get that team spirit going, tells you what a leader he is.
Yeah, that is the challenge. Will we get a smile out of Flower tonight? I don't know. But Sunil Narine, another cool, calm character. He's captained this Knight Riders franchise a lot around the world. It's quite the change of pace from season 1 for him. But what has he got to do to get the best out of his team today? A few changes for them as well. Yeah,
a few changes. Jason Roy's obviously the big one coming in, and I just think he's learning. He's learning as a captain. It doesn't look like it comes massively natural to Sunil Narine. Some people seem like natural captains. I think he's learning and he's improving game by game. I think I've said it before the tournament. They had a difficult time last year. They had actually some factors that went against them. They lost some key players last year. They got some good recruitments, some really good recruitments this year, and actually he's leading from example. He had an injury, he's back fit, and that's massive.
Okay, so the coaching staff they've done a great job, to be fair, this season, and Alan Wilkins caught up with one of their coaches, Ryan Tenduscarter, to find out about their new personnel on the side.
Ryan Tenduscarter is the assistant coach of the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. Ryan, the big news is that Jason Roy, that well-celebrated international player, is here, and Fabian Allen comes in. Tell us what that does to your side.
It just strengthens the batting. Obviously, Jason's one of our franchise players who plays in the other teams, and Fabian's more for cover for Imad when he leaves for the PSL next week. The batters have done fairly well, but obviously Dre Russ going away is quite hard to replace in that role, and we just thought it's a chance to strengthen the batting and give us a few more options.
And Fabian?
Yeah, like I say, mainly cover for Imad, but as we know, the wickets start turning a little bit towards the back end of the tournament. It's always nice to have another spin option as well, and obviously one of the best fielders in the game, and he provides a little bit of cover for Dre as well with the bat.
What has changed this year? Because last year you won 1 match. Now, if you win today, you cement a top 2 place.
I think firstly we've strengthened personnel-wise, like the other teams have done as well. We kind of started on the back foot last year, so we got our ducks in order in terms of putting the team together. So we've been strong in all 3 departments, and sort of winning generates that feeling in the group, and it's been an enjoyable group to be a part of. So we've just kind of carried the momentum from those first few games. We found a rhythm, we keep getting better, and now we've given ourselves a chance, much like Gulf Giants, to be in that first 2 spots for the playoffs.
What's the challenge being in the coaching team with players coming in, players going out?
The biggest challenge is forming those relationships, creating trust. You kind of feel you've got such a small amount of time with them. You want to be authentic as well. So I think just facing the reality of that, understanding that you're only together for a short time and trying to get the best out of them in that short time. But I guess the same principles, being as honest as you can, and just making sure guys are comfortable within themselves and thinking what the players need more than what you can provide as a coach. I think we sometimes too quick to go to, what I do as a coach, whereas you can just step back and say, what do the players actually need here?
Good stuff, Tendo. Good luck today.
Cheers, Wilka.
An exciting game on our hands. It's time about conditions. We head out to the middle now with Danny Morrison and Shal back down.
Super Saturday. We have got match 28 and we've got super coaches. Players are everywhere and they're enjoying these conditions, and so are we. Now, when I look at this, it's always about the dimensions, because we're on pitch 6 here, so it's a long way to my left. Okay, over the eastern side is 72, short side is 67 where the sun sets, downtown 77. Now then, about the 22 yards, looking a bit drier, the Rawalpindi Express alongside me. What would you do in a day game? I mean, did you always like bowling first? Didn't matter.
I loved it. I love bowling first because it's a day game, it's a nice heat. Personally, I would win the toss and I'm just going to go out there and just use this track, because I'm not sure about this track because it looks a very slow track. I would rather bowl with a lot of variation, with the slow bounces, with the cutters and everything. And I would rather rely on the spinners rather than on the fast bowlers too much.
And yourself, your good self, shall we? What about the nose and the toes?
Nose and the toes is always, the basics always matters to me, you know. One ball is there, another ball is, a new batsman comes in, hits him on the head, get him on the back foot. It's always important to bowl a good Yorkers. And last night we've seen if that, the young guy would have bowled Yorker, it would have gone for 4, now for 6. But again, it's a learning curve. But this kind of track, in a daytime, I think the spinner is going to matter a lot in this pitch today.
Rightio, there you have it. Spin to win here today.
I'd like to hear more about that nose and toes, to be perfectly honest. But let's take a look at the Golf Giants who are batting first. Rohan.
Yeah, and the reason they decided to bat first, as James Quinn says, they've done well setting a target. Again, you look at the top order, really chock-a-block with talent. Wins, Cox, Lynch, Shimron, Hetmeyer's found some form in the latter half of the tournament. That's only a good sign. Erasmus Smith coming down. The order was opening early on, but then you've got someone like Jamie Overton with his all-round skills. Dominic Drakes has been good. So this is a side in form and doing really well.
Well, I'll tell you what, the big news here from the DP World ILT20, Jason Roy is in the house. That is a massive boost. Runs at the top of the order. Pepper's been good. Imad Wasim is still here. They need some more out. Evans. David Willey, top class. Fabian Allen, spin, wax it, and he's got a wonderful hairdo.
He's great hairdo. We've got a lot on here at Dubai International Stadium. We take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at the Golf Giants, their leading run scorer this year. That man there, Chris Lynn, on fire. Can he do it again today to help get his team that Q next to their name? We'll find out very soon. Welcome back. We're in for an absolute cracker here at Dubai International Stadium. The Golf Giants have won the toss and they are going to have a bat first. Will it help? Well, they do, of course, have Chris Lynn, who is their highest run scorer this season. He's not just here to score runs, he's here to entertain.
Chris Lynn. Oh, he's walloped this. Crunched it.
What does Linsanity mean?
What does Linsanity mean? Well, I think originally a basketballer came up with that term, or the fans did from a basketballer, and then got translated into when started scoring some runs in the Big Bash. So yeah, to get a bit of a nickname like that is pretty cool. But as long as you don't take it for granted, obviously it's a bit of fun.
To a player of the calibre, Chris Lynn. This guy can change a match in an over.
But for me, what's it mean? Entertaining. I think it's simple as that. Go out there, have fun, entertain, put bums on seats and grow the game. The best form in defence is offence. That's as simple as I can put it. Obviously, as I said, we're entertainers. We're not just sportsmen, we're entertaining. People, eyeballs on the TV, bums in the crowd, trying to hit the ball into the stands, trying to grow the game of cricket is the simple, most important thing. That's what got me into cricket when I was a junior, actually, wanting to hit the ball for 6. Yeah, and power creates power, so in the nets, just trying to swing as hard as you can, obviously within reason, not trying to do too much damage to your body, but yeah, just trying to intimidate the bowler, and when the ball's going 140 kilometres one way, you can try and send it back 140 kilometres, so it's a pretty powerful thing to batter. There's a method to your madness when you're planning, your preparation. It's not just go there, sort of close your eyes and swing away. There is a huge thought process to it, and good coaches will plan well for you, so you've got to try and combat that. I'm actually not the most consistent batter in the world, but hopefully over the course of a 10-game tournament, 2 or 3 times you come off and win single-handedly win the game for your team. Before you know it, you're hanging the boots up, and that's not a nice feeling. So I'm really hungry at the moment to keep continuing what I'm doing, and really enjoying it.
Can he help get his team across the line tonight? Well, we're not far away from finding out. Let's have a look at the most runs vying for the green belt in this tournament, and there's barely anything in it. 4 runs, in fact, between these 5 great players. It's quite extraordinary, really, and good to see Chris Lynn coming in at 5th place there. So I've still got Niall and Rowe with me, and I want to talk about the bowling. Now, if we put these 2 bowlers together, we get the perfect bowler. But we'll start with the back end. We'll start with the Golf Giants. He's become a death bowler specialist almost. Chris Jordan, superb through this tournament. How much will the Golf Giants rely on him?
Well, a lot, because if you have a look at his performances over the last 2 years, joint wicket taker in the DP World ILT20. What he does so well in the back end of the innings is nail those Yorkers. Have a look at the accuracy of that. If you can nail your Yorkers in the back end, you're going to be a handful. And you're always going to pick up wickets because the batters are looking to score runs towards the end. So the chances of you picking up wickets are high if you can nail that Yorker. He's also got a really good change of pace delivery, which he bowls to good effect. Again, he's just one of those players in franchise cricket, in T20 cricket, you would want in your team because of not only what he does with the ball, with hand, but when he's fielding. He's just a supreme athlete and a supreme fielder. Yeah, you get the feeling that the captain does not mind handing him the ball because he seems very calm. David Willey looks a little grumpy, apparently not at all though, according to his teammates, but he's been brilliant up front for the Knight Riders. Yeah, he has. Power play specialist. He's polar opposite really to Chris Jordan. You give him the new ball and give him as many overs in that power play as you can. He's going to swing the ball, 7 wickets, and the economy 7.33. He's got a fairly strong action, uncomplicated action. Where he's improved, he used to be a traditional left-arm swing bowler. Now he's got a bit more variation going away from the right-hander. So in the power play, there you go. I've said it before, though. If I'm a batter, I'm getting down the surface, I'm getting down the pitch, because most of his balls are going to be on that good length area. He's got the skill. He hasn't got the pace of a Chris Jordan, but he's got some unbelievable... We came up... The perfect bowler is Chris Willey. Chris Willey? Right, well, there it is. Or David Jordan, maybe. David Jordan. I like Chris Willey. Chris Willey, there's something about that. There is definitely something about that. So if we look at the conditions today, Golf Giants have obviously decided to have a bat first. What's your gut telling you? And you need a good win today. You're not picking many winners. I won the last one. I reckon Knight Riders chasing. I think the Golf Giants have won 3 games batting first. I think it's going to come all right today. Oh, what about you, Ro? Well, I'm going to go with Giants. And also Nobby. It's Nobby's last day with us. Yes. He's going to go back and have a few more Guinnesses at a cheaper price. But we're going to miss you, Nobby. Thanks, man. We are going to miss you. It's also my last game, so Ro, you can feel free to say you're going to miss me too. No, you're good. It's all good here. It's all good here. We're going to miss you. I'm going to miss you more than I'm going to miss him, Laura. So much action coming up here at Dubai International Stadium. You stay with us. We take a short break. When we come back, live cricket and a must-win matchup for both.